Hi everyone, how are you today? I am so happy to be back here for another webinar. And today's webinar is really important to me because I think that it's something that I see again and again and again and again. Is this woman who have all the abilities to feel deserving of all they are and to see themselves in the full light of their shining, of their shine. However, there is this little doubt, this little feeling of undeservingness. And today we're going to talk about that. So I'm going to go into sharing my screen. So when I go into sharing screen mode, I won't be able to see the questions or anything like that. And in that case, that's fine. I will come back at the end and give you time for the questions. All right. What is it? So today's topic is intellectual confidence versus feeling of undeservingness. As you know already, I am Patience, a lifestyle and mindset coach for women. I am really passionate about supporting and guiding women into creating a life that they feel confident in, a life where they feel loved, where they feel appreciated, and where they can be elevated to the queen they are. So today, let's do that. Okay, so what happens when your academic or career success has been your lifeline? You have it all, or have you? This is a question that is so percuting in the sense of, first of all, a lot of women, because of maybe coming from background where it was really important to have an academic and a career success, have it all in picture mode. However, there's a lot that is behind that picture. So you can see a lot of women who are confident and I can do this, I've got this career and I'm going to go and create this career. And they are really successful in it. However, they feel doubtful of themselves and they feel undeserving, yet having accomplished all of those things. What do you think causes this? What do you think is at the forefront of this feeling being in our mind and really bringing all of this all the time? For me, I think it's really simple. I will tell you a little bit about what researchers said. So there's been a lot of research done, and the research has shown that the people most at risk for developing imposter syndrome are those who have a negative self-concept or a low self-esteem. And why is that? Because everything, your worth, you being you being the person that is the successful you is being based on criterias. And this is what you've been following for all your life. So having achieved those criteria, you then believe that that's it, I've reached it. I've reached the level to which I'm supposed to be. However, it is not. You also have to nurture other parts of your life, other part of yourself, in order to bring it all to a rounded individual that you can be. Happy with yourself, happy with your life, happy with everything that is aligned to be the person that you should be and to live freely. So here I put that deep down, you might believe you are not good enough. Those negative belief patterns regarding yourself affect your own potential to live freely. And they do, because why? you have put criteria in your life, whether it was consciously or unconsciously, there are behaviors that have been created. There are patterns that have been created, and those patterns led you to believe that once you checked a certain box, you have arrived to where you're supposed to be. And it's not really fair to put everything on you. Often there are other pressures that are external to yourself, that are coming from your background. We are always talking about that, your background, where you come from. And I'm not talking about the fact of just your own generation, but other generations that have come before. So it could be your grandmother, it could be your great grandmother, it could be your cousin, it could be anyone that is around you that have maybe uh, had an impact into your education, into your growth, and have really pushed this idea upon you. I see this a lot, and it's sad to see that people are always pushing onto the academic or the career level to show yourself as accomplished when it's not. You are accomplished in yourself. You are already living your purpose as a human being by being. So now is, how do you create a life that aligns to what is you, your unique purpose for you? Your unique purpose is not going to be filled by your career, it's not going to be filled by your academic achievement. It's going to be filled by those and other things as well. If you were to look at the wheel of life, you will find that the wheel of life does not include only education or career. It has different sections: relationships, family and friends, health, fitness, personal development, emotional well-being, financial well-being, and more and more and more. There's so many things around. So how are you using all of the wheel of life and creating that and putting that into your life? A few examples of how deservingness shows up. You admire yourself. You have self-appreciation. You know your self-worth, and you develop self-love. You have unconditional confidence. And I'm not talking about confidence in going to get that project or this estate that you need to give back. I'm talking about self-confidence, that you are purposefully aligned to what you need to do for you. This self-love and and your mindset. And here I want to mention one thing. So I'm not only talking about growth mindset in general. I'm talking about mindset that is being developed within you since you've been a child. Like, for example, a feeling of undeservingness could be that you have. I have actually a good example. So there's um, a mentor, a coach. I think she's a coach. She's also an author, and she's called Denise Duffield Thomas. So she teaches most of all money mindset. But she gave an example, and I think it's so fitting so that you understand what your mindset can do. So basically, she has always wanted to become this money mindset uh, guide and mentor to so many women. And when she started to do work at the beginning, it was really good because she was it was a bit hard. Obviously, she wasn't getting to where she wanted to do. She did quite a few things, and she had quite a lot of ideas. But at some point, she started to become successful in what she was doing, and she is really successful right now. You can go and find out more about her. I encourage you to do it. But what happens is that she went one time to do a workshop in an event, or I think she was doing a talk in an event, and she was paid something like $400 or something like that. So she was really happy to be being paid that much money for a couple of hours that she did a talk. However, at the back of her mind crept in, how am I deserving of just talking for maybe 1 hour and being paid $400 when my mom will go and work and do cleaning job or would do other jobs and wouldn't get that money as easily as I got it? Am I deserving of that money because it was so easy to have? And unfortunately, whether we want it or not, this is just one example. And again, I will I will really recommend you to go and find out more for yourself and hear the actual full story by Denise herself. But the bit that I want you to keep in mind is what? Is that even though she had created this, she had this achievement that she just made, she came onto this plateau here where she wanted to reach. The feeling of deserving this was overshadowed by the feeling of, am I good enough? Am I supposed to have it that easy? Why am I not working hard to have this? Why am I not having to do so much work as my mom did? This is something that you could ask yourself. So as you are working towards living your best life, are you thinking that you're overshadowing someone around you? Someone that could be in your family, someone that could be your friend or your colleague. Do you feel that at some point there is a little bit of like, oh, maybe I should not be as successful as this, because if I am successful at this, I'm going to make certain people uncomfortable. This is how the feeling of undeservingness shows up. And we've got to do something about it. So here is a little quote that I want to tell you. So no matter how qualified or deserving we are, we will never reach a better life until we can imagine it for ourselves and allow ourselves to have it. And I do believe that it is really important. So yes, you can have the achievement. Yes, you can go and do so many things, but is what comes after, what comes in your mind, what comes in within you, in your heart, but also what comes in terms of the actions you're going to put forward. I'm going to give you another example here. So basically, um, I went to university, but I went to university really late in life, like after having my kids and everything. And what I realized is that a lot of people that were in my class were so adamant that they needed to be qualified. They needed to reach this degree. They needed to have the picture, the passport, the kind of like passport to the other life where I have a degree life kind of thing. But today, as I see it, and today we are like maybe about 7 years after. So 7 years after, when I look at about maybe 80% of the class, I would say even 90% of my class being women. In those 90%, I tell you right now, maybe 10% is using that degree, and is using that degree in the matter of like they are doing what they needed to do with it. It's shocking, isn't it? It is really shocking. And you know the reason why? Because the qualification took over. It was never about the actual learning and implementing what they learn and using that to create a purpose in their life. It was about having a qualification, saying that, oh, I am qualified for this. But does this bring deservingness? I'm not too sure. You tell me what you think. Okay, so what can you do about it? What you can do is understand the belief that you've been fed. So why are you where you are right now? Why are you feeling undeserving? What happened? What are the belief that not only you've been fed, but that you've nourished and you've nurtured all over this life, all over and all over and all over again? Why have you come to this stage right now? I think it's really important because when we acknowledge that, when we go and we try to find out what it is, when we do like a quick assessment, if we can say it like that, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it in the next slide. What happens there is that we are already acknowledging the truth. And by doing that, we've done most of the work. You've done at least 50% of the work by just doing this understanding the belief and the belief you carry, what you believe in, into your consciousness and your subconscious. So we're going back on the assessment. Next, you assess the feeling and the stories. When is this feeling of undeservingness coming in? And which kind of story am I associating to this? So if I was to give you an example of myself, I think it's really important to give life examples. And this has got nothing to do with undeservingness, but maybe a little bit. Okay. So when I was a child, when I was in primary school, in secondary school, I was really bad at math, like really bad. Like I could not fathom all that I had to do with math. As soon as I heard math, something went in my head, and I was like, math is all crazy and everything. And I'm just laughing. You understand why I'm laughing? So then, because I never brought really like great notes or great scores in math, my dad always said, "Oh, we've tried everything, but you always have low score in math. You just don't understand math." And that's it. I became the person who did not understand math. So no matter how many cousins, aunties, uncle, my dad, my mom, or people that try to help me into understanding it, I became the person labeled as she can't understand anything in math. And that's it. So we're not even expecting something from her in terms of math. But you see, what happened is that I hadn't clicked. There was something that hadn't clicked in me, and it was because I was labeled about that. Now I started to develop that belief that there was no point into trying to understand it because I'm already not good in math. So that's it. I'm gonna carry the label. So fast forward to university 7 years ago. So I go to university. By that time, I've had 3 kids. I've had a life already. So I'm already in my 30s. I'm a grown woman. So I go to university and boom, we've got math. I'm like, dang, what am I going to do? I'm so bad in math. That label is coming back. I had forgotten about it, but it's coming back because I'm now back into studying, into education. So therefore, I went like, okay, this time what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the narrative that I'm telling myself. And I'm going to think I know nothing about math. And I'm going to start from zero as if I was a baby and I was learning to walk. And I'm going to try and understand what the teacher is talking about. Guys, that actual subject, that module I graduated with 98%. 98%. Do you see how assessing the feeling and the stories can actually help you? It's really important. Okay. Then we get rid of the doubt of and the shame. I think this is one topic that always comes most of the time into those webinars. The reason why is because we are told over and over again to work with the positiveness and everything that is joyful and everything that is amazing. But no, we also need to work with the doubts, with the shame, what it is that we carry, go through it, move through it. And when I say go through it, move through it, it means that you need to really feel that feeling. So if there's a feeling of, I need to cry, it's important that you cry. Whatever it is that you need to release, that's the time that you use it and you release it. And then you reframe your mindset. The same as I was telling you when I was explaining my story with the math label. Is how do you reframe your mindset? How do you change? Not only gear towards a growth mindset, but change that narrative that you are telling to yourself by being open-minded. You need to open that window of opportunity to yourself and really, really feel it inside you. So every work that you are doing the work right here, maybe, not maybe. Most of the time you're doing the work right here, yeah? But you need to feel it right here. You need to change it right here. And through that, you can use, and I'm going to give you a tip here. You can use the balancing of your chakra to help you with your reframe. So the different chakras in our body pertain to a certain feeling that we've got. So it could be a feeling of guilt, a feeling of shame, a feeling of doubtfulness. And by clearing these, what we are doing, we're cleaning the slate. So this is a work that you do over and over and over again. Why are you doing it? You're doing it so that you can keep your slate clean. It's the same as your house. If you were just cleaning it once in a while, it wouldn't be clean, is it? But if you clean it every day, if you're consistent with cleaning it every day, what happens? You have a spotless house. And this is what I want you to think of. I want you to think of your body as a house, and I would want you to think of your chakras as rooms in your body, and how you're cleaning and you're releasing all that is not needed in your body and in your rooms, if I can say, in your chakra. So that will be the end of that. I want to give you this quote. This quote is just amazing. I mean, Louise A. Who who doesn't know Louise A? That's one. And then second, this woman is just amazing for everything that she's done for everyone, not just for herself, but for everyone through her purpose is just amazing. And look at this quote. I give myself permission to be all that I can be, and I deserve the very best in life. And this is really what I want to send at every single day. This is what I want to share. This is what the spirit of my business is. And this is why today I've got this offering for you. Today, I'm offering you Unset the Mindset. And Unset the Mindset is a program where you release all those barriers, all those limiting beliefs. We work through the shadow. We work through everything that is constantly being a barrier, a challenge to where you need to be. And we create opportunities. So in this program, I use mainly timeline coaching. I use neuro-linguistic programming. And I think it's really important that you understand, like, this is a coaching program. This coaching program is unset the mindset, is exactly to do what it says on the tin, is to unset the mindset and to create a clean slate so that you are able to move into a freer, a more authentic version of yourself. What do you deeply desire? What it is that you feel you are missing out on? How do you feel that you are lacking in certain areas? This is how we unset the mindset and we create a narrative that helps you and supports you into being not only confident, but creating that ripple effect to every areas of your life. This is endless work. So the the coaching program, this program is on a 3-month program. However, it's a program that you will have to redo and redo again, because once again we come back with the example of the house. If you clean the house one time, once in a while, it's not going to be clean, is it? But if you clean it all the time and you keep going, you will peel the layers that are around, that are not serving you, and you will keep what is really important in the end. And this is what we are doing. So obviously, what I mean, I don't mean that you have to keep buying the program. Once you've bought the program is yours for the lifetime of the program. So if the program is going to stay open for 10 years, you have it for 10 years and you can go over and over again. And every time there's going to be new material, every time there's going to be new event in terms of unset the mindset, you will get those access to those. So there's 3 core focus here. We start from the belief. This is really important. The fears, the doubt, the shame. What has been created there? And then we do exactly more of the work that we've just done today. We go a little bit deeper and we go into understanding where is it that there's a break into the line. And on that break, it's a little bit like what they do in Japan. I don't remember exactly how it's called, but when something breaks, they put layers of gold into it, and they remake it brand new, to be honest with you. So it's the same, but without being the same. And it's exactly that work that we do with the belief. And then the dream. So if you've been following me for a while, like, you will know that dream is my life purpose, I would say. I would say it's my life purpose. Why I'm saying this? Because dreaming is at the essence of everything that will be tomorrow's life. And here I'm gonna go like really basic. Someone dreamt that there was electricity, and today there's electricity. Someone dreamt that there will be light. There's light. Someone dreamt there will be computers. There's computers. Someone dreamt that there will be a Zoom, and there's a Zoom. Someone dreamt that there will be programs like the ones that I'm talking about, and there are programs. Someone was always at the core of something, and I want you to be at the core of your tomorrow and to feel freely in love with that process. And then we end onto the anchoring. With the anchoring, what we are doing is that we're strengthening the roots of what it is that you want to create. So you have the dream. How am I going to go and fulfill this dream? How am I going to stay committed on this path to creating this dream? This is what we do when we're doing the anchoring. And I have two offerings for you. So basically, I've got the 3-month program by itself, which is 905 pounds. And that's for 3 months. 3 months, every week there is a unit. So that's 9 units of work that we do. And then so that's 9 units. And then there's 1 week, which is a week of implementation. So basically, you're not getting 9 weeks, you are getting 12 weeks. Yeah, 12 weeks. I had to think about it. 12 weeks of myself with you and really guiding you through what it is that you need to do to fulfill your purpose. Then there is the Answer the Mindset with the VVIP version, which is 3-day lifestyle coaching retreat. And there, everything that we've done into the 3-month program, we go and intensify in those 3-day lifestyle. I've got 2 other coaches with me on that 3-day retreat. And what we do is we have workshops, we have events, we're creating a whole essence for you to really bathe into what Unset the Mindset is for you, and to really create that ascension, that awakening for yourself. All right. So if you are interested, what I would suggest to you is to book a free call with me. Book a free call with me or email me at this email address. And what we'll do, we'll go through what it is that you are going through at the moment, what it is that you need at the moment, and how I can support you best, and how Unset the Mindset can actually bring what is needed for you. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm going to stop the sharing and come back to the webinar. All right. So that was today's webinar. I really, really, really hope that you had a good time and that you really took a lot of the advice that I've given here. Let me check if there are any questions. Okay, what do we have questions? Okay, yes. So we got one question. So can we feel confidence, intellectual confidence, and at the same time, can they work hand in hand? Okay, yes. Okay. So if I really understand your questions properly, do you mean can having confidence and feeling undeservingness be together? Is that right? Okay, yeah. So yes, obviously it works together, but at the same time, the other can be linked. So once you surpass your limiting belief, you can be having intellectual confidence and being deserving at the same time. So having both together. So this is the idea. The idea is to work on what it is that created a certain belief a certain way of thinking, that this was the, let's say, the check for a certain state, which in general is the state of happiness and success. And then realizing what it is that you, at your core essence, you need. And I think that's the way that you are able to have the feeling of confidence and the feeling of deservingness at the same time. Yeah. So yeah, that's the that's my answer. Is that okay with you? Do you understand what I've said? Okay. All right. So, okay, I don't think there's any more questions. If you have any more questions, you can always email me at lateam@authenticare.co.uk and I will answer your questions, or feel free to book a call with me and I'll be really happy to help you and to support you as much as I can. So that was it for me today. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here today. And I will see you soon. You take care. Bye.